You've probably heard the story of the hare and the tortoise 100 times, but what if I told you the story doesn't end where you think it does? Today, we're going to dive into a story you think you know and uncover the surprising lessons that come after the finish line. Okay, so you know this one, right? It's one of the most famous matchups in history. You've got the super fast hare going up against the slow but very determined tortoise. The challenge? A simple race. But here's the twist. The story doesn't actually end there, not even close. The real story, the one with the biggest lessons, starts after that first race is over. To really get it, let's just do a quick run-through of the classic tale. So it all started with this hare, right? Super fast and, well, kind of full of himself. He was always making fun of how slow the tortoise was, so the tortoise finally said, "All right, let's race." And they're off. As you totally expect, the hare is just a blur. He shoots off the starting line and leaves the poor tortoise in the dust. He's so far ahead, he's thinking, you know what? I've got this in the bag. I could probably just take a little nap right here. What could possibly go wrong? Meanwhile, what's the tortoise doing? Just one foot in front of the other. Slow, steady, and never, ever giving up. He just keeps on chugging along. Whoops. The hare totally overslept. He wakes up in a panic, sees the tortoise is almost there, and just bolts for the finish line. But it's too late. The tortoise crosses the line, and just like that, the underdog wins. And this is where we get that famous saying, right? Slow and steady wins the race. It's all about how persistence, just not giving up, can beat raw talent, especially when that talent gets lazy. But hold on a second. Is that really the whole story? Some people look at this and see a completely different, and maybe even more important, lesson. So let's think about this. Did the tortoise actually win the race with his slow and steady style, or did the hare just lose it because he got arrogant and careless? Was it about persistence, or was it about pride? You see, the hare's biggest weakness wasn't his speed. That was his strength. His real problem was his arrogance, his attitude. He thought he was so much better that he didn't even have to try. And in the end, that amazing talent meant nothing. Okay, and this is where things get really, really interesting, because the story keeps going. In a more modern version of this tale, the hare is, completely embarrassed. He can't stand that he lost, and he demands a rematch. So for the first rematch, the hare has learned his lesson. He knows exactly why he lost last time. He got cocky. This time, no naps, no distractions. He runs flat out from start to finish. And of course, he wins by a mile. And that teaches us something new, doesn't it? Having talent is great, for sure, but talent plus focus and hard work, that's when you can do some truly amazing things. But the tortoise is smart. He's thinking, okay, I can't beat him in a straight race. He's just too fast. So instead of trying to be faster, he decides to be smarter. He challenges the hare to another race, but on a totally different course, one with a big river right smack in the middle. So what happens? The hare gets to the river, and he's stuck. He can't swim. But the tortoise just calmly gets in the water, swims across, and wins the race. The lesson this time? It's not just about working hard, it's about knowing your own unique strengths and changing the game to play to them. All right, but we're not done yet. There's one last part to the story, and it might be the most powerful one. After all this competing, the hare and the tortoise start to respect each other. They see that they each have very different skills. They stop being rivals and actually become friends. And then they have this huge realization, what if, instead of racing against each other, they raced with each other, as a team. They figured they could be way, way faster together. So they decide to run that same tricky course with the river again, but this time they're working together. On the land, the super fast hare carries the tortoise on his back. When they get to the river, the tortoise, who is a great swimmer, carries the hare across. They're literally using each other's strengths to help the team. And the result? It was mind-blowing. Working together, they finished the race faster than either of them had ever done alone. It wasn't even close. Their team times set a whole new record. So when you put it all together, the original story and all the rematches, the final lesson isn't really about being fast or being steady. No, It's something much bigger, much more profound than that. Just look at everything we learned from this one simple story. Don't be arrogant, add focus to your talent, know your own strengths. But that last one, teamwork helps everyone achieve more. Being a great individual is good, but being part of a great team is even better. It really shows that every single person brings something different to the table. We all have our own unique skills, our own special talents. And when we put those skills together, wow, we can achieve things that would be absolutely impossible on our own. So I want you to think about this. The next time you're facing a big challenge or a tough goal, remember the hare and the tortoise. And just ask yourself, who can I work with to win this together?